This here is special sage. It comes from my hometown, my home state in Reno, Nevada. I I've been homesick lately. I've been here on Bali for over a year now. I thought I was going to come for 2 months. I didn't see my family, didn't say my proper goodbyes when I left, and uh, yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling it a lot lately, and especially with what's coming up and through for quantum cash flow. There's been so much, right? So much healing, so much movement, and today our um, our affirmation is centered around family again. We have the affirmation. It was similar to day 3, and the reason that we go back and visit this, especially at this point right now, and I'm just pulling that up here on Instagram, getting it all dialed in. Um, the reason that we go back to this is because as we peel back layers and as we move through stuff, more stuff comes up, and then we get to go back and revisit. So when we talk about I bless and release any and all tense feelings, thoughts, and emotions associated with all members of my family, we really, really want to clear that out. And so that's part of the reason that I've started here today with this sage from my hometown, because my heart is feeling it. My dreams last night were about seeing my family, and I just recently decided to lease a home here in Bali for 6 months, possibly a year. And so I've got some things turning and spinning in my own world. And I wanted to share that a little bit, because if you're following this quantum cash flow and you've tuned in and maybe you've never watched my videos before, I've been doing quite a bit, a couple hundred on YouTube. And mostly have grown my community over on Facebook. So if you're new, thank you for joining in. My name is Sitara, formerly known as Samantha Faye. I still go by Samantha, but I want to tell you a little bit about the name too. I started channeling light language in March. It was something that happened very suddenly. It actually happened from watching a YouTube video. And that activation came through as a massive shift in consciousness for myself. And it came with the name, and I was shown very clearly that my soul name is Sitara, or at least one of my soul names. So as I'm shifting from being called Samantha and shifting into Sitara, I'm realizing that I am not Samantha and I am not Sitara, yet I am both. But I've been in this middle ground of that in between, and that middle ground of the in between, it's been so rich and so vibrant with new lessons and new awareness of seeing how life is shifting for me. I'm just lighting up this sage a little bit more, clearing out our line, setting a clear intention that our angels and guides be here with us today. We're calling in the emanation of White Buffalo Calf Woman. Yosutukaya wapukayatani kia wasakayatani iowakupua kwatani wasayakatani iowapupukatani wa Yowayakayatani kia sakatani upu kwatani kia wapukupututike wapuayakayatati wapua. All right, so as we have our theme and we have the lesson on Instagram, as you know, these videos are much more in depth. They kind of go off-roading. Quantum cash flow is like train tracks, and we go all over the place. And as I'm burning the sage and having these light codes come through, the insight and the guidance that came to me just now is to talk about creativity. And I know it's funny that we're sitting here burning sage and you're there and I'm here, but I want you to feel into that. Feel into what this is doing in your field and allow yourself to receive the healing. So go ahead and close your eyes for a moment. And I'm going to go ahead and state our prayer. We start all classes with my advanced level psychic development training in the Metaphysical Club, our Moon Club transmissions, and even here on YouTube, we like to set that container. So as we call in divine truth and love into this sacred space, we invoke the highest possible healing for each and every viewer, replayer, and myself. We ask for the courage and compassion to speak and to hear from the purest form of self-love and forgiveness to all involved. Just feel what you feel, notice what you notice. What we're doing is we're creating an energetic container that's going to allow all of us to be held. As I mentioned, White Buffalo Calf Woman has shown up today to be a guide and a support. She's here with us to let you know that it's okay to lay down the guard. It's okay for you to stop fighting. It's okay for you to stop being nervous. I know a lot of us have a lot of nervous energy, nervous tension running through our field and our space in this world, being so uncertain that things don't quite feel right. And as we're cleansing and clearing this space, I'm going to go ahead and sing a song for you. It's one of my favorite songs from Beautiful Chorus. Darling, darling, you're beautiful. You gotta keep your head up. Never let anything bring you down. The sunshine will always come around. Stay strong, move on. You have such a beautiful soul. Never let anything bring you down. Just letting that settle. Really give yourself permission to be held. Held by you, held by this container, held by my heart. It is big and vast, and as you are watching this on the replay or sitting here with me live, thank you for joining me, my love. There's so much love here for you. There is so much love here for you. That as you lay wherever it is that you're laying, maybe safe in your home, in your bed, or in your car, wherever it is that you're watching this, maybe you're walking and tuning in. Just feel that protection, that illusion of protection that you've created around your heart. Go ahead and feel that falling away for just a moment, remembering you're safe. You're safe, you're here, you're safe, you're just with you. I'm going to include a special prayer for my friend Sue, who actually sent this to me from Reno to Bali. A prayer and intention, and I wanted to again use this for us here in this space. So very gentle, very easy. Just let yourself receive the healing. Yesterday, if you're following with us live as we're doing this, we took a break to integrate. I don't know about you, but I've been growing a lot through this experience. You might be able to tell through the videos how my energy is changing. And I want you to know that that's also a reflection for you. It's also a reflection of you. As I love you as I love me, and I see you as I see me, the same is true for you. That you love me, maybe a stranger that you're watching on a video, or maybe a friend, and maybe we've known each other for years. Maybe we've just briefly met somewhere along the way. But know that as you love me, it's a reflection of how willing and capable you are to love yourself, because I am simply here as a reflection. It's not actually me. You don't have to love me to create an attachment. I don't have to love you to create an attachment. I can simply love peacefully, generously, and abundantly for the sake of experiencing what it feels like to love, and to love openly. This doesn't hold any expectations. This doesn't hold any idea of what needs to be or what can't be or what is. Let your heart be open and pure. Soya kaya tutuke wa puku pukotanikia wa sukutanikia kia kaka satanikia. Suku wa putuke wa puku satanikia wa puku kakakatania wa. Oya kaya tanaya oa kaya tanaya oa kaya tanaya oa kaya tanaya oa ya ya oa ya ya. Looks like this is less ash all over me. Looks like this is less of a transmission and more of a space for us to experience that healing magic with each other. Allow my channels, my heart to be open, to be simply a container, a vessel for what it is that we in this particular container, in this particular room in the universe, that we get to share space and time, sound waves, sound frequencies, heart beams, the multidimensional world that we coexist in. May your heart be open. May your ego be kind to your soul. As your ego is kind to your soul, and as your ego surrenders control and allows soul to lead, to emanate, to be luminous, to express in brilliance, to allow all that is to shine through in exuberant grace. Never let anything bring you down. The sunshine will always come around. As you open your heart, you will see more fluidity moving through your life. You will see an abundance of growth, an abundance of acceptance, and an abundance of joy moving through your heart. As this continues to take place, there will be an openness that starts to shift, that starts to open, that starts to catalyze new growth. A lot of healing energy moving through this space. The more that you can allow yourself to soften, the more that you can allow yourself to relax. Let yourself relax. I do feel a transmission coming through, so we'll take another moment in silence, and I'm going to channel what it is that's coming through me now. It feels really strong, feels really beautiful, feels very loving. Releasing any resistance there to what it is that's coming through. The world is about to open up for you in a really powerful way. I believe that you're watching this video because you are ready for this message. The timing is perfect for you. You've been feeling like you're on a cusp of growth. You've been feeling like that there is something that is about to open up for you. And the reason you've been feeling this is because there is, and it is true. What needs to happen in order for that to flow as gracefully and easily as possible is a surrender to your highest order, a surrender to your highest potential. By means of illuminated surrender. That illuminated surrender is going to open your heart to a new state of grace. This new state of grace is going to manifest in the material world in ways beyond your imagination. Allow yourself to anchor and become a magnet. As you anchor into the frequency that you are embodying, you will become a magnet for these things, material items, communications, opportunities. These things will start coming to you in abundance. And be ready, because as this takes place and as this starts moving you forward, you will be able to see the humility, the humble nature of your divine creativity. And your divine creativity is anything but humble. What is important is to recognize the role that your ego is playing to keep you in a forward movement of momentum that will allow for this transmission and this transition and this growth to happen as gracefully and beautifully as possible. That there is a golden life path available to you amidst what is going on in the current global climate. What is important is to pay attention to the frequencies, the vibration, and only the vibration. When you allow yourself to have as much fun as possible and you start becoming the jovial being of your own divine form, of your own divine nature that is starting to open yourself up in ways beyond your wildest imagination, you're going to start to become a wild, effervescent life force of divine creativity in ways that, again, your imagination, your mind, your human mind cannot even begin to fathom because of what you have experienced. What you have experienced in this life has taught you only so much. And when you look at what your life has taught you, we want you to know that that is a very limited idea. It's created a limited idea of the potential that you are stepping into. We want you to know that there is an energetic frequency, a current on this planet that has never been available before. And the reason that it is so important for you to continue to focus on the frequency of your own joy is because it will illuminate you and bring you into that next step. When you allow yourself to be brought, when you allow yourself to be surrendered, when you allow yourself to float into that line of divine creativity and that golden emanated creation energy. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so brilliant. It's so bright. It's so luminous. Your heart opens into a new field of awareness of possibilities that are going to expand beyond your wildest imagination. Allow this transmission to take place. You are worthy. You are so divine. You are so incredibly potent in what you can create in this world. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And feel. And just simply feel. You have such a beautiful soul. Ooh, ooh, Yo saya taniki wa pukua sataniki wa ya wa pukua taniki wa sukutu tate wa ko popo de aniki wa oke taniki wa soya ya ko pukua taniki ya sakataniki ya kiki ya nikiki ya kiki ya ni ko popo. All right. So we're going to read through what is on Instagram. Okay. I bless and release any and all tense feelings, thoughts, and emotions associated with all members of my family. We've already gone on this one. This is a review. We're going to peel away deeper layers. Okay, are you ready? Because this message is different than the other one. The lesson is different than the other one. You are not your circumstance. Every circumstance laid before you is a beautifully orchestrated lesson and opportunity for you to grow. I love this one, so rich. Part of the reason you are not living your ultimate dream life in this moment is that you have chosen to give another person your power by playing the role of the victim. This is not your fault. And repeat after me. It is not my problem. Did you repeat it? It is not my problem. It is not my problem. Some of us come from codependent family patterns. Codependent family patterns. Codependency means you can't have your own emotion. Codependency is that your emotions are tied into the actions of somebody else. Interdependency means if I want to redecorate a room, I am going to depend on somebody else to help me bring those materials or the paint or whatever it is. Because that's alive for me now, it's in my mind. Interdependency is meaning that we need each other to grow in the way that we need to grow. Codependency is not being able to have your sovereign autonomy emotionally. So let's say codependency in like alcoholic relationships is that if your partner, let's say your partner is an alcoholic, and their behavior, their emotional intelligence is let's say non-existent, because that's usually what happens when people drink, is their emotional intelligence drops, their emotional control drops. That's what crazy things happen when people drink. So the codependency is that, like, let's say a bad thing happened, and so it triggers the nervous system to be literally in PTSD. It's a post-traumatic stress response to a circumstance that happened before, meaning your emotions are dependent on what's going on with that other person. Now, this isn't to say, okay, well, let's say like your family, your husband or your wife is going through a hard time with, like, let's say their family, a family member has passed away or something. Of course, you're going to feel that. It's different. It's different. We experience emotions with each other as life happens. That is normal. But the codependency is the not being able to separate your emotions with another person in the family. It's also if somebody's mad at somebody, but that somebody didn't do anything to hurt you, you're recognizing, okay, maybe that's a character trait I don't want to get close to. But if you're being mad, if you're mad at somebody for somebody else, that's also a sign of codependency. It's that there's an interweaving attachment bond that has been intertwined inside that is also coming from a wounded place of abandonment. We want to grip on to these things, these people, so as to not feel abandoned. So what we do, and you're seeing this massively, globally, across the United States especially, but I mean in all other parts of the world, this has been going on for eons, that groups of people will hate other groups of people so that they can feel that they are a part of a group. It is acceptance. It is acceptance, and it's group mentality. It's crowd mentality. It makes us feel wanted. It makes us feel needed. It makes us feel like we have a place. Humans want that. And so instead of joining all together and realizing we all want that, underlying all of it, take away the details, we all want to feel the depth of that acceptance and that depth of, like, really truly belonging. But in that, the idea of fitting in, or the desire to fit in, or the desire to be so interconnected with somebody is going to bring such a depth of, in some cases, misunderstanding for the autonomous sovereign being in here. Your soul lives inside of your ribcage, my dear. It is right here. You are embodied. You are embodied. You're not striving for embodiment. You are embodied. We are here to remember. We're not even here to wake up. Life will wake you up. Shit, coronavirus is waking people up. You're here to remember who you are and where you came from and why you are here. How'd you get here? What is the consciousness living inside of you, breathing inside of you, acting inside of you? What is that consciousness? Where did it come from? How is it thriving? How does it groove? How does it move? How does it emanate? What is taking place? And how did you get here? Where did you come from? Can you answer those questions for me? I'm not 100% sure I know exactly where I come from, because the more that I continue to open that field up, the more my human mind is able to comprehend that I don't know Jack from Sue. I don't know Jack from Sue. The more I learn, the more I explore, the more I go deeper down what some people might call the wormhole, the rabbit hole. But the deeper I explore in this metaphysical world, of the cosmos, of the universal intelligence, which, let me tell you, since I started speaking and channeling light codes and light language, the periphery of what I'm capable to see in a universal scale has broadly opened. The horizons have broadly opened. And that's where I'm like, oh man, we don't know anything. But we do. We do, because the answers are here. So that is why I have dedicated my life, because I do believe it's why I'm here, but it's why I have dedicated my life to helping people remember. Tenia wapukua tenia ya sua pukua potenia wapukua tenia wapua ya sa tenia wapukua. Yako apoteniki kia wasukuteni wa uapukua papania ya uakua seteni wapukua papania ya wapukua kayeteni kia wasukuteni wapukua tenia wapukua akaya kayeteni wapua. The light codes and the light language, it is a language that is emanating from my soul frequency. So it is an original language of source. There are several different dialects that come from different places in the universe from different galaxies. It is a sound super powerful because it channels that source consciousness and it brings it through. The way that it comes through for me, from me to you, is to activate that remembrance inside of your soul. It plants these little golden seeds, and as these little golden seeds get planted, it goes in and it plants that emanation and it starts vibrating at a higher rate. You do. Your consciousness does. It might happen today and it might happen in a week from now. That's how these codes work. Depending on the level of concrete, unconscious energy and egoic resistance for you to remember who you are, because it will change your egoic identity. It will change who you think you are. And that's why most people grip super hard to these things or these ideas of who they think they are. There's so much here for us, my friend. So much. Okay. This is, okay, so here we go. The victim role. It's not your fault that you're playing the victim role. I want to be clear on that. But it is your responsibility to choose to step out of it. I'm bringing this up to share with you the dynamics of empowerment and disempowerment. When you are blaming somebody, you are quite literally giving them your power. You think you're doing a good job, you think you're skirting responsibility, but you are giving them your power. You're letting go of the control that allows you to step into a new form of your own awareness. So when you allow another person to negatively influence your space, you are giving up your power, committing to the role of the victim. Oh, I'm plugged in. Can we read this? Oh, it might be backwards for you. But you are never a victim, ever. Period. This is why. Inside of your subconscious, there are scripts running that are magnetizing all circumstances. All circumstances. All circumstances. Your life is created by the subconscious scripts that are being written. This includes disease, financial disaster, emotional turmoil, challenge in relationship, all of it. And the reason that it's happening is that it's actually strength training. These lessons that are created by your subconscious mind are designed to help your ego surrender, to allow your soul to emanate and come through. And I know it sounds super weird. You're like, but why would that happen? Because this is how consciousness evolves. This is how consciousness moves forward on this planet. This is how consciousness emanates inside of a human body. Is that we experience challenge and we experience these lessons that are going to help us grow through this plane on this earth. And as that takes place, and as these emanations open through challenge, contrast, expansion, contrast, expansion, contrast, expansion, you become a brighter, more luminescent, brilliant expression of yourself. Now, it is possible on this planet to stay stuck in ego. This is where and why people, let's say multi-billionaires, are miserable. To have a lot of money does not equate happiness. That is why quantum cash flow is not about money. It is about alignment. It is about being clear with your soul intention. It is about remembering who you are, so that you can find that fire inside of yourself, that fuego, that passion that is going to open up that golden life by default without you even trying. But what I want to encourage you to do, to try to step forward, to create just a little bit of effort, is to focus on your disciplinary practice that gives yourself the space and room to do the emotional deprogramming. Please make time for yourself in silent meditation. Please make time for yourself to go on walks. Please make time for yourself to draw, to write, to journal, whatever it is. Please. For the love of all things lovely. You have your foot on the throttle. Now, I will tell you this. You're going to wake up and you're going to remember. But I also believe that some of us are born in this world with our extrasensory conscious awareness already in tune, already woke, already up. And I believe that those of us who have those frequencies already embedded in us, already heightened, have cultivated that through lifetimes, whether it be on this planet on Earth or in another galaxy on another planet, because those extrasensory multidimensional experiences are transmittable through galaxies. We're talking beyond the Milky Way. Now, we would be amiss to think that the only things that are out there in the universe are this planet and this one Milky Way galaxy. We know there are other galaxies. Could you really truly believe that humans are the only living, breathing, conscious forms of, we'll call it life, but maybe life is an interesting term to use in that way? There are doorways from these other galaxies. There are monorails of information that come through light and come through sound frequency. Look at the solar flares and the solar storms that are going on with the sun that are influencing the electromagnetic frequencies on this planet. The Schumann resonance is going bananas lately, my friends. The Schumann resonance is a device that measures the vibrational frequency of the planet. Now, the Earth, the baseline for it, let me see if this is going to translate actually, because I do have an app that plays. Let me see. That plays the Earth frequency at its base. Okay, I don't know if you can hear this. This is 7 point. Hi. All right, so I was just playing you the Schumann resonance sound of Earth, the baseline frequency 0.83. That frequency has been going bananas lately, which means we as human beings, we as energetic bodies, we in our auric field hold electromagnetic frequencies and currents. We are going to be affected by this in the same way that our carbon DNA, our carbon bodies that are mostly made of water, are influenced by the cycles of the moon. We are a part of this movement of the world. We are a part of this movement of life. We are a part of this movement in so many different ways. And so as we open that and we open that field and we start to see more new different things happening in our world, you will start to remember. So you're going to remember by default. But here's the thing, is that when you choose to consciously take the path of being able to peel away layers, peel back, you can accelerate it and also bring ease. So I believe that we are incarnated in this lifetime to also ascend, meaning we are learning how to work with our egoic mind, our human experience, to bring our human awareness into higher dimensions of conscious awareness. This is how we bring heaven on earth. This is how we embody heaven on earth. Some people will say this is 5D. Some people will say this is the resurrection of Christ. And the resurrection of Christ is going to be Christ consciousness embodied here in this world. It is already happening. There are metaphors that go through all sorts of religious scripts and constructs that are already here, that are already embodied. But the thing is that if we are looking for this idea of what we think something is, but it isn't, it is beyond that limited worldview, we're not going to see it. Because this is beyond what you can see, taste, touch, and smell. It's what you can see with your eyes closed. It's what you can feel with your eyes closed, sitting still. There's so much there. So much there. Okay, so you're never a victim, period. Everything that is happening and has happened in your life has happened for you, not to you. For you, not to you. When you make the shift to this perspective, it is easier to find gratitude and your appreciation for people in your life who have created pain, trauma, or drama. When you make this shift to this perspective, it is easier to find gratitude and appreciation for people in your life who have created pain, trauma, or drama. That's what we want to get to, is the gratitude of the expressions of the experiences that we have had here as humans. When we get to that state of gratitude, again, it opens up a completely new world. It opens up a completely new idea and identity of how we experience the world. And that is the key of the emotional intelligence, that when you start to develop your emotional intelligence and you start to tune into your emotions, it will open your feelings, thus opening your awareness to your intuition and energetic frequencies that come to you in all sorts of different kinds of information. Because all energetic frequency is information. So when people ask me what I do as a psychic, I say that I am able to read energetic frequencies. I translate frequency to language. I translate these frequency codes into English language for humans to be able to digest. I am a transmitter of information. That's what a channeler is. I transmit information from multidimensional realms into our 3D reality to communicate with other human beings, to turn the light switches on so that they can then see it for themselves. That's my role. I am a light worker. You probably are too. If you're listening to this, you are. Beautiful. Let's keep going. Okay, those people and circumstances are your greatest teacher and your most valuable opportunities for growth. Why are they your most valuable opportunities for growth? I heard, I used to live in LA and I would go to Agape, which is a congregation there created by Michael Beckwith. Michael Beckwith? Yeah! Great man! Extraordinary man. Oh my gosh, his vision and what he's been able to create is so inspiring. But he would call them your noble friends. These are the people that come into your world, that come into your life and teach you these things, these ideas, these constructs, or these cycles of noble lessons, which is a great way to put it. Like these people that trigger the shit out of you and aggravate you and make you blah, 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 they're just simply a projection of your own judgment, my friend. That's what I mean. These subconscious scripts are rolling in the background. When you give yourself permission to become aware of these subconscious scripts, you bring them to the surface, you develop emotional intelligence. And let me tell you, emotional intelligence is the sexiest thing on the planet. Hi. You know how to become aware of your own emotional programming and dynamics? You know how to become aware of how you may or may not hurt other people. You become aware of how your influence emotionally changes or shifts somebody else's day. Hi. Yes, please. More, please. Thank you to that, please. When human beings find out how capable they truly are on a deep, deep, deep soul level, the powers that be that have control now of the masses will lose their power of control. We are not here to be controlled and manipulated, yet we are. The only thing that is going to break you out of the slavery of this debt economy and this rape culture that is designed to keep all humans complacent and stuck will bring you into your conscious awareness and your conscious connection, your illumination towards your very own creator, which is here, right here in the heart. It's right there inside of your own heart. You don't have to go looking anywhere else for it, because when you start opening those chambers and you start healing your heart, which is why we focus on letting the guard down in the beginning of this transmission, because that's the avenue. That's what leads you to your golden life. So here we go. Your choice is to acknowledge the lesson and become wiser from it, or you may allow yourself to be crushed and potentially stuck for as long as you remain disempowered, aka the victim. Now, some of you know that I had a long history of drug and alcohol use. I had a sexual assault happen when I was 14 years old that led to a bunch of other things. The reason I was drinking at 14 years old was because I had a lot of other unresolved childhood trauma and emotional turmoil that I had no support in dealing with. Anyone else know that saga? It's not easy. And I do believe that my parents were doing the best they could with what they knew how. And I also believe that my parents were doing what they knew how to do on a soul level to create a pathway for me that would ultimately lead me to such a place of generous compassion and forgiveness because of the things that I had to forgive myself for first. I learned to play the professional victim role. If I never had to take responsibility, then I never had to change my ways. And that was excruciating. There came a day and a time in my life, I think I was around 21, where it was excruciating for me to continue to play the same scripts. And I danced back and forth in and out of it, nursing my wounds in really unhealthy ways for years because of the layers that kept surfacing and layers that kept surfacing. I've developed emotional intelligence from healing myself and forgiving myself and understanding the things that took place in my life that created patterns from what I learned from other people, and then what I was then reacting out because I unconsciously was doing unto others what had been done to me out of pain. And now I've been able to learn how to flip the script, so I can do that out of joy. I can do that out of expansion. I can do that from the lessons that have brought me this creative outlet and have taught me that I am here to do what I am doing here with you right now. And will continue to grow in that. You will too. That's why I'm so passionate about this. I had to learn how to save my own life. And I had many beautiful mentors and teachers and people, some that were in the mentor role, some that just showed up along the path and opened these things for me. It's a beautiful thing. Yo sutani kia wapua ya kani yo kukua ne ke yatani kia wasukua pupuni ya wa uapuku atani kia wasutani ya wapuku atani ya wapuku akaya katani ya wa uapo ya satani kia wa uapo pupuni ya kia wapupuni ya wapupu kia tania. All right, let's go back into, take a moment to breathe. You are your greatest ally or your biggest enemy. Nobody else can take your power away unless you willingly give it to them, consciously or unconsciously. This is why spending the time creating a dedicated practice to your own growth is going to open you up in new ways. It's going to open you up in ways that you had not allowed yourself to experienced before, and that's okay. But we want more for you. We do. And by we, I mean me and your entire spirit council and your entire spirit team and the whole group of beings that were there when you volunteered, when you chose to airdrop into this world to be the representative for the family of light that you are, my sweet love. You are so divinely supported, and I really would love for you to feel that. I want you to know that you are never alone. Even in your deepest, darkest moments when you feel alone, that is when you are the most supported. But it's up to you to open yourself up to feel that. Nobody else can do it for you. You have to choose to surrender. You have to choose to open up. You have to choose to let down your guard and these illusions of protection that are keeping you small and stuck. Protection in and of itself is an illusion, my friends. Some things need protected. Absolutely. And some things need to be destroyed. Absolutely. So what are you protecting and what are you destroying? It's time to go in and start recreating. It's time to go in and start redesigning. So take a moment to reflect. Where in your life are you still playing the victim? Pay attention to these little tricky things that come in. Because the thing about playing the victim role is that you don't know it. Some is overt. Some you're like, yeah, I'm this way because my mom made me this way, or I'm this way because my father made me this way, or I'm this way because my ex did this to me. Nope, 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 no, no, no. No, you are strong. You are smart. You are intelligent. You are capable. You are brilliant. You are luminescent. Your ancestors may have dealt you with a whole load of stuff to unravel, and they also dealt you a whole load of strength and courage and bravery and tenacity and excitement and joy and love. Do you know how much love has happened in this world to bring you here? How much love making from beautiful humans that wanted to procreate? Love on love on love on love on love. You are a product of so much love. Focus on that. All right, so take a note of the lesson. Receive this lesson. Acknowledge the energy of gratitude for your newfound clarity. And if you want to go over this for yourself a little bit more slowly, the Monad Society on Instagram. It's right there. All right, share your breakthrough, share your ahas, talk to me. I want to hear from you. I genuinely want to hear from you. I want to know what's going on in your world. I want to know what's going on in your life. I want to know how these courses, how these transmissions, how these videos are helping you. Please write in the comments. Every single comment and every single support, every single emoji is fuel in the engine that keeps me going. So we also have the live transmissions, and we have these live transmissions to go a little bit deeper into this work. They are actually the meditative transmissions that you can listen to over and over and over and over and over again. That's going to peel away layer and peel away layer and peel away layer and peel away layer and bring you into such a deep resonance with yourself. You're going to be amazed at how long these transmissions work for you. So in all of the previous videos, there's a link in the description, courses.samanthafaye.com/quantum cash, all caps. I'm going to put it in the description of this video as well so that you can tune into it. The transmissions, you can buy single for $18, or you can buy the triple bundle and listen to it as many times as you want. So even if you're watching this recorded 3 months from now, whenever that is, the recordings are still available to you, and I want you to know that you can listen to them, like I said, over and over and over and over and over again. The amount of blocks that these things will move through your space is well worth the $55. And let me tell you, when you do these things, they actually shift and break down these walls for the rest of your life. It is done, it is done, it is done. These things, these patterns, they won't come back because you evolve, you've grown, you've learned these lessons. Now the cycle might return, but you're going to be older and wiser. when it does, so that you will act differently. And when you act differently, you pass that lesson and you overcome. These transmissions are designed to help you. They will help you for years. They will be alive and active and beautiful and potent for years, depending on where you are in your journey. So that transmission, these transmissions that you will have access to, they're going to be 3 deep dives. They're going to be 3 hours of those real deep dive meditations. They bring you in, $55, boom, done. You'll have it in your membership zone there to access for as long as I'm doing this, which is going to be a while. And if right now cash is a challenge, because we are here with quantum cash flow, keep doing these transmissions, keep watching these videos, start opening those channels, start opening those lines. But if you are intuitively feeling the call that these transmissions are going to help you, I encourage you to sit with yourself, go to the checkout page, sit with yourself and feel what you need to feel. Whether it's your scarcity mentality, I can't afford this, this isn't for me, I don't know that she's the one that's going to help me break through these things. Or if it's like, wow, I'm really feeling my intuition guiding me to saying, yes, overcome this, purchase this, it's okay, step into it. Listen to yourself, listen to your intuition. Let your intuition be your guide. Maybe these aren't for you, but go to the checkout page, sit there and see what comes up. See what comes up for you. That in and of itself is powerful medicine. Powerful medicine. And if it's a not yet, come back and keep watching these other videos. There's so much available here for you that's going to peel away so much if it hasn't already. All right, my sweet and loving friend. I am feeling the sage. Ahem. Let's go ahead. We'll close our eyes. Share another moment. You're never the victim. You are empowered. You are empowered beyond your wildest dreams. You are empowered beyond your wildest emanations. You're brilliant. Brilliant. You are so intelligent. You are so smart. You are so capable. You are so able. All things are coming to you in a state of love. All things are coming to you in such a state of grace. So be well, my sweet friend. Listen to this again. Listen to this transmission again. There will be more classes that are coming up, 8-week classes. Of course, the advanced level psychic development training metaphysical club. It's an ongoing group course. It's been going on for almost 3 years now, 2.5 years. And we would love for you to be in there. It's a really supportive, deep dive group. It's beautiful. Truly beautiful. Still picking up quite a bit of fear of abundance, fear of what's going to happen, fear of how. It's coming up. It's pretty alive right now as I'm poking all these buttons. It's a beautiful thing. Let's sit with that for a second. I easily find, joyously create abundance. And as you're listening to this, as you go back and listen to this video or watch another one, go into the depth, maybe even watch the bonus forgiveness video again, and go into depth journaling who you're forgiving. Who are you forgiving financially? Who are you forgiving for whatever construct of financial weirdness? If you've ever overpowered someone financially, if someone's ever overpowered you financially, any sort of that weird sticky energy around finances, write a forgiveness letter. Let it go. And even if it's that you owe someone, like, don't, like, if you owe somebody, have the intention to pay them back, but forgive yourself for owing that, and forgive yourself for holding tightness around the debt that you owe. If it is somebody that owes you money, forgive yourself for any tightness or tension you have around that, or work that energy and continue to just bring in more and more and more and more and more forgiveness into your financial space, into your money space. This is going to allow you to feel rich in the form of money. It's going to let that energy of money that we went in the previous video, I don't remember which one, we felt into the energy of money. And when you feel into the energy of money, it's very light, it's very creative, it's very bubbly, it's very just like, ooh, it's nice. It's not all these things around the attachments that we have to money. It's actually that like fluidity, that sparkliness. It's fluffy, it's light, it's beautiful. So when you bring in more forgiveness and you let go of the tension that you're carrying around it, it will open your heart, it will open your mind, it will open your capabilities in such a brilliant way that new life force energy will start to emanate. And as that new life force energy starts to emanate, God, it's just so beautiful. It's so gorgeous. Yeah, you can do it. You absolutely can do it. And you're doing a great job. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. If you need to take a couple breaks from this and come back, that's okay, but stay with it. Finish this all the way through. See this all the way through. You will see that you have so much come through for you, and I'm telling you, for years to come, months to come, years to come. Because when you release these patterns, they're gone. And like I said, if they revisit, you didn't go all the way down to the root, and that's okay, because you'll release the layer, and then you'll have a different emotional capacity to go deeper into the root of it. All right, my sweet, loving friend. As we go forth, may we integrate the healing and the lessons received with courage, self-love, and compassion. Our session here today is complete, and I look forward to connecting with you again tomorrow. I love you, my dear. Please share this with your friends. Please tell your people about it. Please join in with any of the programs that you feel inclined to feel into. We love to see our community growing. We love to see our community building and budding and opening. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. So join in. Join in, my loves. Mwah. I love you. I cherish you. I value you. Let's keep this going together. And gosh, there's so much here for us. It's so exciting. So stay in. Stay in. Stay in. All right, my loves. I'm Sitara. I will see you soon. Ciao.